Are you outraged by this deposit tax?
Well, I'm just stating the facts. I think never in the post-war history confiscations has been used against depositors to save a banking system of a country. I know the other options are probably not better than this one, but I'm glad that the Parliament is reluctant to support these measures. And I also think that they're making a big mistake, because if they confiscate this few billion US dollar to save the banking system, my forecast would be that out of the 90 billion of assets of the banking system of Cyprus, at least half might just quit the country. That would be complete chaos. And that would be a disaster for the economy of a small country in Europe.
Do you think that Cyprus is finished as a haven for Russian capital now?
Yeah, because it is a matter of trust and confidence. So I'm afraid I've been a client as a holding company in Cyprus for 10 years. I might as well lose, say, 10 or 20,000 US dollars, but as a matter of principle, I don't think that I would consider that to be a reliable place to protect my property rights because of the British law.
Are you going to withdraw your money then? Are you withdrawing your money from Cyprus because of this?
Well, I have something very little, because all of that has been reinvested into Russia in a legal way. But as a matter of principle, if that is a matter of a few thousand US dollars, even, I would probably just curtail all of my relations with the country, because it will never be what it used to be for me.
Do you not think that some of the Russian assets in Cyprus should be taxed? Because obviously there are tax benefits to parking your money in Cyprus. You don't think that there should be some sort of levy on Russian depositors?
Well, that's the right way to put it, but that's a matter between the Russian government and Cypriot government, and in fact they have been discussing it. Russian government was offering them a loan against more openness in as far as the Russian money related to taxes there. So they should be doing the same as Americans are doing with Switzerland regarding the tax criminals considered by Inland Revenue in the United States as those.
Mr.
So
Lebedev,
that's a matter of expropriating it by these Cypriot authorities.
Mr. Lebedev, there's been outrage in Russia, but many are pointing to what happened in Russia in 1998, because Russia took from investors after it defaulted on its domestic bonds in 1998. It took 51% from investors, and even larger losses were suffered by depositors in some Russian banks. So is it the pot calling the kettle black here? I mean, Russia, is there a bit of hypocrisy here in its criticism of the measures imposed on Cyprus depositors?
Well, I've been through the crisis of '98. It was a pure default as far as the Russian government was concerned. So if the Cyprus government defaults, then it will be restructuring, lengthy negotiations. This is a normal procedure. Everybody has been through it, from United States during Minister Brady at the beginning of the '80s with the Latin America and the American banks, to actually Argentina and IMF, etc. This is a normal procedure, as opposed to something completely unprecedented, what the Cypriot government and EC are suggesting, which is expropriation and confiscation, and that's neo-Marxist in my view. This is setting a new precedent which never existed in the world in the recent 50 years.
Mr. Lebedev, what's plan B here? I mean, obviously the Parliament's rejected these measures. What happens next? What do you think?
I think a combination between EC help and Russian government loan, including probably restructuring of the loan which has been already extended, probably reducing interest paid on these loans. So a more sophisticated combination of various measures to save the banking sector and the Cyprus economy, which he calls the same, I mean, could be a replacement for this. Completely, in my view, also not only outrageous, but also illegal, but also probably very, very dangerous for the future of the Cyprus economy. Forget about possible class actions from those who would lose their money.
And of course, the Russian finance minister meets with the Cyprus finance minister today. As you say, you expect an extension of the loan that's already in place. Could Russia lend Cyprus the missing 5.8 billion, which accounts for these deposits? Do you think Russia could lend Cyprus that exact amount?
Well, as far as I've been briefed from the media, they've been asking for 5 billion. Whether the Russian government could do more, I don't know. But I think it's a very interesting opportunity for EC and Russia to cooperate, and making, by the way, in parallel, Cyprus a more clean and open and transparent place, because most of the Russian dirty money, which has been leaving the country in tens of billions of US dollars, went transitly. Unfortunately, that was transit. So the confiscation probably would not catch any dirty money. They all left into Lithuania, Latvia, I don't know, Marshall Islands, Belize, etc. So it is a big story to have the other side of the coin, which is cleaning the place, but it should be done in a different way. Because this way you only hit the good money rather than the bad money in Cyprus. Forget about by the Brits, by the way. There's a lot of British money there as well.
There is. And do you think Russian money might come to Britain as a result of this? Boris Johnson, the mayor, said yesterday that he welcomes all sorts of money. You know, we're not fussy here. Do you think the Russians will invest more in London?
I think it's an illusion, like the recent extension of the political asylum to one of the Russian bankers whose name starts from B. I think this money might come into, say, Hyde Park 1 or into pockets of a few lawyers, but otherwise it will be still be kept outside Britain. So I wouldn't say that it was a very interesting thing for the Brits to offer asylum for dirty money. They will never improve anything in the lives of ordinary Brits. They will be sitting outside in offshore jurisdictions.